Hello, hi everyone. I am your producer. Now I am going to teach you the fourth part of the first lesson, A Hero, written by Akhi Narayan. Dear students, the fourth part of this lesson begins with the paragraph number 14. Dear students, you can see the paragraph number 14 here. It begins with very interesting interjection. Ayo, something has bitten me, went forth an agonized, thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amid us furniture. In a moment, father, cook, and a servant came in carrying light, and all three of them fell on the burglar, who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. See here. The paragraph begins with one interjection. Ayo, interjection expressing pain. Something has bitten me. Something has bitten me. Something he didn't know what has bitten him at night. The office room in which Swami was sleeping had no light. There was darkness. He didn't know what actually bit him. Therefore, the burglar uttered, "Something has bitten me." Have has plus ppf. You know it, dear students. Subject plus have or has plus ppf. ppf means past participle form. If you come across the structure like this, the sentence will become the present perfect tense. Present perfect tense, Purna Vartamana Kala. Something has bitten me. ಏನೋ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕಚ್ಚಿತು, ಕಚ್ಚಿರುತ್ತದೆ, he said. Bite, do you know? B-I-T-E, bite. B-I-T-E, bite means kachu. Do you know its yes form? Bites. ING form is biting. Past form bit. And past participle form is bitten. Something has bitten me. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಏನೋ ಕಚ್ಚಿಬಿಡ್ತು. He said. Who? The burglar. Went forth an agonized, thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amid us furniture. Went forth, please remember, went forth. Do you know its meaning? Went forth. Went forth is the past form of go forth. What is that? Go forth. G-O, go, F-O-R-T-H, forth. Go forth means ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮು, come out. The sound came out. The sound went forth. ಅಯ್ಯೋ something has bitten me. ಈ ಧ್ವನಿ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮಿತು. How this sound came out? The sound came out and agonized. An agonized means ತುಂಬ ನೋವಿನ. Agonize. See, an is an article, indefinite article, you know it. Here, A-G-O-N I-Z-E, agonize. Agonize means ನೋವಾಗು, ವೇದನೆಯಾಗು. Agonizes, agonizing, agonized, agonized. An agonized sound. Here it is used as an adjective. Please remember, in this sentence it is used as an adjective. Thundering cry. Thundering cry means ಗುಡುಗಿನಂತ ಕೂಗು. Thunder, Thunger. Thunder means ಗುಡುಗು. Thunderbolt, thunderbolt, ಸಿಡಿಲು. Lightning, lightning, ಮಿಂಚು. Thunder, ಗುಡುಗು, thunderbolt, ಸಿಡಿಲು. Lightning means rain, ಮಿಂಚು. RAIN, rain means ಮಳೆ. DRIZZLE, drizzle, ತುಂತುರು ಮಳೆ. Come on. She went forth an agonized thundering cry. Cry means what? Thundering cry. Cry means ಕೂಗು. Cry, cries, crying, cried, cried. ಗುಡುಗಿನಂಥ ನೋವಿನ ಸದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫಾಲೋಡ್ ಬೈ, ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ನಂತರ ಮತ್ತೇನಾಯಿತು ರೂಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ? ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫಾಲೋಡ್ ಬೈ ಅ ಹೆವಿ ಟಂಬ್ಲಿಂಗ್. It was followed by a heavy tumbling. Tumble. Do you know the meaning of tumble? TUMBLE. Tumble. Please remember. TUMBLE. Tumble means ಎಡವು, ಮುಗ್ಗರಿಸು. Understand? ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಎಡುವಿದ ಸದ್ದು. First, thundering cry was heard. Cry was with full of pain. And afterwards, heavy tumbling, ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಎಡುವಿದ ಸದ್ದು, ಮುಗ್ಗರಿಸಿದ ಸದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತು. Got it? Heavy tumbling. Heavy opposite word, do you know? Light. Heavy opposite word is light. Understand? Heavy tumbling was followed. ನಂತರ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಎಡುವಿದ ಸದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತು. And afterwards what happened? Falling amidst furniture. Fall, FALL. Fall means ಬಿಡು. Fall, falls, falling, fell, fallen. Understand? Falling amidst furniture. AMIDST. Amidst means amid. Both are same. Preposition. Amidst furniture. Amidst means ಮಧ್ಯ. ಫರ್ನಿಚರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪೀಠೋಪಕರಣಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ. ಆ ರೂಮಿನ ಪೀಠೋಪಕರಣಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಆತ ಮುಗ್ಗರಿಸಿ ಬಿದ್ದ. ಇನ್ ಅ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್, ಒಂದೇ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್? ಫಾದರ್, ಕುಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವೆಂಟ್. ಫಾದರ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೂ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಕೇಮ್? ಸರ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ cook came. Father, cook and servant, all three of them, what did they do? They came into the office room carrying light. Carry means ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗು. Carrying light, ಬೆಳಕು ಕೈಯಾಗಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೂರು ಜನ ರೂಮ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಬಂದರು. It was night. Understand what happened? Swami had beaten a burglar. Swami didn't know actually to whom he had beaten. He thought he had beaten the devil, and the devil had cried so loudly. The devil had fallen in the room. Swami was terrified. Swami was nervous. He wanted to save his life. It all happened unexpectedly, by chance. Got it? Then what happened? All three of them means father, servant and cook. All three of them fell on the burglar. They fell on the burglar. You see here burglar's photo you see in the middle, and father, servant and cook, and Swami is sitting here. You see all the characters in one picture. Father's photo, servant's photo, and cook's photo, and Swami's photo, and in the middle, who is falling? The burglar is falling. These three people are seen in one photo. All three of them fell on the burglar. Burglar, you know, burglar is a person who enters the building in order to steal. ಮನೆಗಳ್ಳ. Burglar is a person who enters a building in order to steal it. Steal means ಕಳುವು ಮಾಡು. STEAL. Steal means ಕಳುವು ಮಾಡು. STEEL. Steel means ukku. These two are same in pronunciation but different in meaning and spelling. So these are called, you know it, in last video class I've told you homophones. Okay, all three of them fell on the burglar, who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. Who lay? Lie. Do you know the meaning of lie? Lie means malagu. Its past form is lay. Past participle form is lain. Who lay amidst the furniture. Amidst means ಮಧ್ಯೆ, ನಡುವೆ. Amidst the furniture, ಪೀಠೋಪಕರಣಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ, he was lying. And on the lying burglar, they fell. All three of them fell. Understand? Please remember some points here. How was he lying? With a bleeding ankle. You know that with is what? With is a preposition. With a bleeding ankle. Bleed. Bleed means raktasravavagu. Bleed past form is bled. Past participle form is bled. And bleed noun form is, please remember, bleeding. Understand? A lot of bleeding is there. A lot of bleeding is there. Bleeding can be used as a noun in the sentence. I hope this paragraph is clear. Anyhow, you came to know that Swami bit the burglar. Swami bit the burglar, and when he bit the burglar, burglar didn't know what had bitten him. So he cried with pain, and he stumbled. He tumbled and fell in the midst of furniture in the room. And in a moment, what happened? Swami's father, the cook, and servant of the house came into the room with a light, and they too fell on the burglar, who was lying amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. How was he lying? With a bleeding ankle. Rakta soruva hadadadondige. Bleeding ankle. 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 Ankle means hadadu. Please remember. Ankle means hadadu. Joint connecting foot and leg. ಕಾಲು ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಪಾದವನ್ನು ಜೋಡಿಸುವಂಥ ಹಿಮ್ಮಡಿ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಇರುವಂಥ ಕೀಲು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹದಡು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಕಲ್. ಆ ಆ್ಯಂಕಲ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕುವಂಥ ಆಭರಣಗಳಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆ್ಯಂಕ್ಲಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಕ್ಲಿಟ್, ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹರ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಕಲ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕುವಂಥ ಆಭರಣಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್? ಆ್ಯಂಕ್ಲಿಟ್ಸ್. ANKLET. anklet. Okay, anklet. He had bitten at the ankle of the burglar and it was bleeding. He was got shocked. Therefore, he was lying in the middle of the furniture in the office room of his father. Okay, let's move to the next paragraph. 14th paragraph is over now. Now let's move to paragraph number 15. It's very interesting. Congratulations were showered on Swami next day. His classmates looked at him with respect and his teacher patted his back. The headmaster said that he was a true scout. Swami had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district, and the police were grateful to him for it. Come on. Congratulations were showered on Swami next day. Congratulations. What's meant by congratulations? Abhinandanegalu. Were showered. You see, the shower of congratulations. Shower means suriyu. Abhinandanegalu suridavu. Yar mele? On Swami. Swamiya mele. Yavaga? The next day. When? The next day, congratulations were showered on Swami. See, everybody started congratulating Swami the next day. Overnight, he had become a hero. Tell me, whether he had become hero naturally or by chance, deliberately or by chance. By chance he had become a hero. He had not become hero by choice. He had become hero by chance. Basically, he was not a brave boy. By chance, he had become a hero. But the next day, what happened? Congratulations were showered on Swami next day. Everybody started congratulating Swami for catching the burglar. Come on. His classmates, very interesting paragraphs these are. You please watch it till the end. His classmates looked at him how? With respect. His classmates looked at him with respect. His classmates means ಸಹಪಾಠಿಗಳು looked at him ಅವನನ್ನು ಕಂಡ್ರು ಹೇಗೆ with respect. So far they didn't have so much respect about Swami, but when this incident took place, all his classmates started looking at Swami with respect. This is how success comes in life. When success comes, his status will change. ಆತನ ಸಹಪಾಠಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇವನನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. And his teacher patted his back. And his teacher patted his back. Pat means ಬೆನ್ನು ತಟ್ಟು. P-A-T, pat. What's meant by pat? ತಟ್ಟು. Pat, do you know? Yes, form, pats. Patting. Patted. Patted. His teacher patted his back. B-A-C-K, back. Back means bennu. His teacher patted his back. It means he appreciated the work done by Swami. Who appreciated? His teacher appreciated Swami for doing his appreciating his work done by Swami by patting his back. ಶಬಾಷ್, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೀಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ಬೆನ್ನು ತಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಗುಡ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ದ ಹೆಡ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಸೆಡ್ that he was a true scout. The headmaster of his school where he was studying said one thing. Swami was not an ordinary boy, he was a true scout. Once this word was asked. Scout word was asked. One who is trained in doing acts of public service. Scout means a person who is trained in doing acts of public service. Understand? Behugara. Behugara, Gudachari. Behugara or Gudachari, we call it. Scout means what? Behugara or Gudachari. In English, for one word, you say a person who is trained in doing acts of public service. ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಲ್ಲಿ ತರಬೇತಿ ಪಡೆದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಬೇಹುಗಾರ ಅಥವಾ ಗೂಢಚಾರಿ ಎಂದು ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಹೆಡ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟ್ರು ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯನ್ನು ಒಬ್ಬ ನಿಜವಾದ ಬೇಹುಗಾರನೆಂದು ವರ್ಣಿಸಿದರು. ಹಿ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟೆಡ್, ಹಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ಡ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೂ ಸ್ಕೌಟ್. ನಿಜವಾದ ಬೇಹುಗಾರ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನೇ ಎಂದು ಅವನನ್ನು ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. Swami had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district, and police were grateful to him for it. What had Swami done? Swami had bitten. Please remember, subject plus had plus PPF. Please remember, had plus PPF. Subject ಆದ ನಂತರ had ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬು, had ಆದ ನಂತರ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ವಾಟ್? ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿವಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಐ ಮೇಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಹೌ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್. ನೌ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಹೌ ದ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಬಿಟನ್. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕಚ್ಚಿದ್ದ ಏನನ್ನ? into the flesh. What's meant by flesh? A fell Please remember FLESH. Flesh means mamsa. Flesh means what? Flesh means mamsa. He had bitten into the flesh. ಮಾಂಸವನ್ನೇ ಕಚ್ಚಿದ್ದ. ಆ ಮನೆಗಳ್ಳರ ಹಿಮ್ಮಡಿಯನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿದು ಮಾಂಸವನ್ನೇ ಹೊರಗೆ ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ದ. Such a hard bite he had done. Please remember, Swami had bitten into what? Into the flesh of ಯಾರದು? Of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district. One of the most notorious means ಕುಖ್ಯಾತ, housebreakers ಮನೆಗಳ of the district, ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕುಖ್ಯಾತ ಮನೆಗಳರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬನನ್ನ. ಆ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಕುಖ್ಯಾತ ಮನೆಗಳರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬನನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ? ಕುಖ್ಯಾತ ಮನೆಗಳರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬನನ್ನ, ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಕುಖ್ಯಾತ ಮನೆಗಳರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬನನ್ನು ಆತ ಹಿಡಿದಿದ್ದ. ಆತನ ಮಾಂಸವನ್ನು ಕಚ್ಚಿದ್ದ, ಕಾಲಿನ ಮಾಂಸವನ್ನು ಕಚ್ಚಿದ್ದ. ಹೂ Swami had bitten into the flesh means ಮಾಂಸ, of one of the most ಅತ್ಯಂತ notorious ಕುಖ್ಯಾತ. Notorious opposite word do you know? NO, please remember, NOTORIOUS. Notorious opposite word is famous. Man becomes notorious by doing wrong things, whereas man becomes famous by doing good things. If a person becomes notorious, it means that he has done wrong things. If a person becomes famous, you please remember, he has become famous only by doing good things. Man becomes notorious by wrong things. Man becomes famous by good things. This point you have to keep in mind. Okay? One of the most notorious housebreakers of the district. ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕುಖ್ಯಾತ ಮನೆಗಳರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬನನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿದು ಮಾಂಸವನ್ನು ಕಚ್ಚಿದ್ದ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮತ್ತು police were grateful to Swami for it. Who were grateful to Swami for it? The police were grateful. Please remember, GREAT. Great means mahan. ನಾವು ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಬರಿ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ GRATEFUL ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಫುಲ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ದ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ವರ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್. ಟು and for what? To and for are prepositions. Please remember, to and for are prepositions. ಸಂಬಂಧ ಸೂಚಕ ಪದಗಳು, prepositions. Police were grateful means police were thankful to Swami for catching the burglar. For catching one of the most notorious burglars of the district. He had caught one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district. Therefore, the police were thankful to Swami. It means Swami had done the work which was not done by the police of the district. Therefore, the police were thankful to Swami. Come on. I hope this paragraph is clear, and let's move to the next paragraph. The inspector said, why don't you join the police when you are grown up? Swami said, for the sake of politeness, certainly yes, though he had quite made up his mind to be an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. The inspector said, inspector means the police inspector. The police inspector said, the police inspector andro, why don't you join the police when you are grown up? This is, what kind of language function is there in this sentence? Can you guess? Invitation. Please remember. Here you see invitation. T-A-T-I-O-N, invitation. Why don't you join the police? It means please join the police department. Please join the police department when you are grown up. When you become a man like us, you please join the police department. In the previous slide, you might have heard, you might guess, Swami got success overnight. Swami became hero overnight by catching one of the notorious housebreakers of the district. He became a successful person in the childhood itself. Understand? Okay. Now what happens? The inspector said to Swami, why don't you join the police? Please join the police department when you are grown up. ನೀನು ದೊಡ್ಡವಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಡು. ನೀನು ದೊಡ್ಡವಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಡು. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಹೂ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್, ಹೂ ಇನ್ವೈಟೆಡ್ Swami? The police inspector invited Swami to become a police officer when he was grown up. Grown up means doddama, prouder. Understand? Please remember. He wanted Swami to join police. Then what happened? Why don't you join? Join means serikollu. Please remember. Join. Join means serikollu. Why don't you join? It means you join. This is invitation I told you. You join the police department. You join the police department when you are grown up. Grown up, doddava. It's the opposite of child. You know it. Please remember. ನೀ ದೊಡ್ಡವಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀನು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೇರಿಕೋ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಟು Swami. And how Swami reacts to it? Let us see. Swami said, for the sake of politeness. Swami said, for the sake of politeness, certainly yes. Though he had quite made up his mind to be an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. Please remember. Swami said, for the sake of politeness. Politeness salvagi. For the sake of. Please remember. For the sake of. This is a phrase. For the sake of. What does it mean? Saluvagi. For the sake of means saluvagi. Goskara. For the sake of politeness. P-O-L-I-T-E. Polite. It's the opposite word of impolite. Politeness. Saujanyatanakkagi. Noun form. Politeness is a noun. And P-O-L-I-T-E-F-U-L. Politeful is an adjective. Understand? And polite is what? Polite is noun. Please remember. Polite, politeful, polite. See, for the sake of politeness, saujanyatanakkagi, saujanyatanada salvagi, what did he say? Did he say no? No. He didn't say no. Certainly yes. He agreed just for the sake of politeness. ಸೌಜನ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಆಯ್ತು ರೀ ಸರ್ ಸೇರಿಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ಎಂದ. Certainly sir, he said. Certainly yes. ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. But heart in heart, thou, he had quite made up his mind. Thou means is a conjunction. Thou is a conjunction. Please remember, thou is a conjunction. It means adagyu. Thou, T-H O-U-G-H. Thou and although. Thou and although means adagyu, adru. He had quite made up his mind. Make up one's mind. Make up one's mind. Make up one's mind means decide. He had quite means he had fully made up his mind. He had fully decided. He had fully decided to become what? To be an engine driver. Swami really wanted to become engine driver. What kind of engine driver? A railway engine driver. His aim was to become engine driver in life. An engine driver. Here, the engine driver begins with vowel sound. Therefore, an is used. Please notice here, engine driver. An engine driver. Engine driver is a noun. This noun has begun with vowel sound. Therefore, an is used. An is used before a common noun. Before a common noun which begins with singular common noun which begins with vowel sound. Once again, I'd like to repeat it. An is used before singular common noun which begins with vowel sound. And a railway guard. This noun is a singular common noun which begins with consonant sound. Therefore, a is used. A railway guard. ಆತ ಒಬ್ಬ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬಯಸಿದ್ದ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎಂಜಿನ್ ಡ್ರೈವರ್. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಅ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಗಾರ್ಡ್. ಒಬ್ಬ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ರೈಲ್ವೆ ರಕ್ಷಕ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಟು ಶೋ ದ ಫ್ಲ್ಯಾಗ್. ಆರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅ ಬಸ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬಸ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ? ಲೇಟರ್ ಇನ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಮುಂದೆ ಭವಿಷ್ಯತ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಹಿ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ or a railway guard or a bus conductor. But the inspector invited Swami to join the police department. Understand? To serve the society. Just for the politeness, he said yes, but heart in heart he wanted to become an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. Okay, I hope this paragraph is clear. Shall we move to the next paragraph? Yes. Dear students, this is almost the last paragraph of this lesson. Please be with me till the end. When he returned home from the club that night, father asked, "Where is the boy?" "He is asleep." "Already?" "He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night," said his mother. "Where is he sleeping?" "In his usual place," mother said casually. "He went to bed at 7:30. "Sleeping beside his granny," father said. "No wonder. He wanted to be asleep before I could return home. Clever boy." See here. When he returned home from the club that night, father asked, "Where is the boy?" When he returned home from the club that night, father asked, "Where is the boy?" When, please notice here, when is WH word. This WH word is followed by subject and verb. Okay, then this WH word becomes conjunction. WH word is a conjunction when it is followed by subject and verb. Please remember. I hope it is clear. What did I say? When ನಂತರ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವೆನ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದು ಇಂಟ್ರಾಗೇಟಿವ್, ಪ್ರೊನೌನಲ್, ಅಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವಲ್, ಆಡ್ವರ್ಬು ಅಲ್ಲ. ಏನದು? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್. What kind of conjunction? Subordinate conjunction. Please remember. Okay, how to mean it? When he returned home from the club that night. When he returned. Return means come back. Home from the club. ಆ ಸಂಘದಿಂದ. That night. ಆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಸಂಘದಿಂದ ಮನೆಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ father asked, whose father? Swami's father. When he came back from the club, which club? Lawyers club, where they used to go every day in the evening. When he came back from that club that night, he inquired, where is the boy? Hudugele? Please notice here. Where is the boy? Hudugele? Mother said, he is asleep. He is asleep means, what does it mean? He is asleep. He is asleep means, please remember, he is sleeping. He is sleeping. He is asleep. He is sleeping. Who said? Mother said. Whose mother? Swami's mother. Already, ಇಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಾನು? Already. Please remember, already, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಾನು? Yes. Please remember, already. What does it become? ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಾನು? ಇಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಾನು? Who asked this question? Father asked this question to his wife. Understand? Please remember it. Next, he didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night, said his mother. Read. He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night, said his mother. He didn't have. He didn't have. He had. When you change the sentence into negative, it becomes he didn't have. He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night. A wink of sleep means what? A wink of sleep means not have a wink of sleep, means he could not sleep. He didn't have a wink of sleep means ಅವ ಮಲಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವಾಗ? When? The whole of last night. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಇಡೀ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹುಡುಗ ಮಲಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಳಷ್ಟು ಮಲಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಹಚ್ಚಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಐಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಶೋ ಯು. ವಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು, ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಹಚ್ಚು, ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಬಡಿ. ರೈಟ್? ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಅ ವಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್. ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಬಡಿ, ಕಣ್ಣು ಪಿಳುಕಿಸು. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ವಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್. ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಬಡಿ, ನಿದ್ರಿಸು. The whole of last night. One more hole comes, do you know? In English, two holes will come. What are they? Please remember, W-H-O-L-E, hole means edi. H-O-L-E, hole means randra. These two words are pronounced same, though they are different in spelling and meaning. Such words, you know that they are called homophones. Okay? Come on. Mom said he didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night. Last night, ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ನೈಟಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಯಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ನೈಟ್ ಅನ್ನಬಾರ್ದು. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ನೈಟಿಗೆ ಎಂದು ಯಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ನೈಟ್ ಅನ್ನಬಾರ್ದು. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಲೇ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಯಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನಬಾರ್ದು. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night, said his mother. Mother was speaking on behalf of Swami. It means mother was supporting her son. Where is he sleeping? Father asked. Where is he sleeping? ಆತ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ? ಆತ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ? Where is he sleeping? Where is he sleeping? See, sleep, do you know? S-L-E-E-P. Sleep means malagu. Sleeps. Sleeping. Slept. Slept. Okay? Sleep means malagu. Okay? Where is he sleeping? ಆತ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ? Who asked this question? Father asked this question. Then, in his usual place, mother said casually. He went to bed at 7:30. In his usual place, in his ತನ್ನ ಎಂದಿನ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾದ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ವಲ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಯು ನೋ USUAL usual opposite word is unusual usual opposite word is unusual in his usual place ತನ್ನ ಎಂದಿನ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ದಿನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗ್ತಿದ್ದ ಅದೇ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಥಳ ತನ್ನ ದೈನಂದಿನ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಹೂ ಸೈಡ್ ಮದರ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಮದರ್ ಸೆಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶುವಲಿ ಮದರ್ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಅಂದರು. ಕ್ಯಾಶುವಲಿ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಡು ಯು ನೋ CASUALLY casually opposite word is carefully. See, casually opposite word is carefully. Please remember. She said casually. ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಅವಳು ತನ್ನ ಗಂಡನಿಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ. He went to bed. She added one more information about Swami. That he went to bed at 7:30. He went to bed at 7:30. To bed. ಹಾಸಿಗೆಗೆ. At 7:30. Before clock time. At is used. Before clock time. ಗಡಿಯಾರದ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ what to use? At. He went to bed at 7:30. Here 7:30 is a clock time. Before clock time, at is used. At means at 7:30 7:30 ಅನ್ನಂಗದು. He went to bed at 7:30. Yesterday I made it clear. I mean in the previous video class I made it clear. Subject plus PF. He went. Subject plus PF, if you come across in a sentence, that will become simple past tense. Understand? He went to bed at 7:30. ಅವ 7:30 ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಾನ. Sleeping beside his granny again. Father said. See. Sleeping beside his granny again. Father said. Simple past tense. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ಅಂದರು. Sleeping beside his granny again. ಮತ್ತೆ ತನ್ನ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಪಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡನು. ಸ್ಲೀಪಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಸೈಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೆಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಪಕ್ಕ. ಹೀಸ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾನಿ ತನ್ನ ಅಜ್ಜಿ, ಅಗೈನ್ ಪುನಃ, ಮತ್ತೆ ತನ್ನ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಪಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡನು. ನೋ ವಂಡರ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸಿಂಗ್. ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೈ ನೋ ವಂಡರ್? ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೈ ನೋ ವಂಡರ್? No wonder means it's not surprising. Please remember, no wonder means it's not surprising. ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. It's no wonder. He wanted what? He wanted to be asleep. He wanted to be asleep. He wanted to sleep before I could return home. Before, you know it. It's the opposite of after. Before means ಮುಂಚೆ. I could return home means ನಾ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರುವ ಮುಂಚೆ ಆತ ಮಲಗಲು ಬಯಸಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ಲೆವರ್ ಬಾಯ್, ತುಂಬ ಜಾಣ ಹುಡುಗ. ಕ್ಲೆವರ್ ಬಾಯ್, he appreciates his son. Now, next day, he leaves his son where he wanted to sleep. Clever, opposite word, do you know? CLEVER. Clever. Clever, opposite word is stupid. Please remember. Clever, opposite word is stupid. Clever boy. No wonder he wanted to be asleep before I could return home. ನಾ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ಹುಡುಗ ಮಲಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಶಾಣೆ ಹುಡುಗ, ತುಂಬ ಜಾನ್ ಹುಡುಗ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ he doesn't insist his son to sleep alone in his office room. He had changed his mind. Come on. When he said so, mother lost her temper. Mother lost her temper. Lose, lost. Please remember. Lose. L-O-S-E. Lose means ಕಳೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳು. L-O-O-S-E. Lose. ಸಡಿಲ. Lose. S for means loses. Losing. Lost. See, lost her temper. Temper means what? Patience. ತನ್ನ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯನ್ನು ಕಳೆದುಕೊಂಡಳು. Understand? Temper means what? Patience. Who lost her patience? Mother lost her patience. She told her husband, you let him sleep where he likes. You needn't risk his life again. You let him sleep where he likes. Let means allow. Let means what? Allow. Please remember. Let means what? Allow. You let him sleep where he likes. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಬಿಡ್ರಿ. You allow him to sleep where he likes. ಅವ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾನ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಬಿಡ್ರಿ. You give him permission to sleep where he wants. You needn't risk his life again. You need not. There is no need. It's not necessary for you to risk his life again. See, RISK, risk. Risk means ಅಪಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಲುಕಿಸು. You need not risk his life again. ಅವನ ಪ್ರಾಣವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಅಪಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಲುಕಿಸುವ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. It's not necessary for you to risk his life again as you did yesterday. Swami was fortunate enough in this incident. If the burglar had a knife in his hand, Swami's life would have gone. Please remember, Swami was fortunate enough in this incident. Okay. That's why father mumbled, you needn't risk his life again. Risk means ಅಪಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಲುಕಿಸು. ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವನ ಪ್ರಾಣವನ್ನು ಅಪಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಲುಕಿಸುವ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. Life means ಪ್ರಾಣ. Then father mumbled. Mumble means he spoke in low voice. Mumble, M-U-M-B-L-E. Mumble means gonagu. He mumbled. Mumbles, mumbling, mumbled. You know it. He mumbled. He whispered. He spoke in low voice as he went in to change. As he went into the room to change. C-H-A-N-G-E. To change means to change his dress. To change what? When he went into the room to change his dress, he was speaking in low voice. What was he speaking? See here. He was saying, all right. He was saying, all right. Sorry. Mollycoddle. All right. Swami has been your mollycoddle. Mollycoddle means muddin maga. You love him so much. You are taking care of him so much. And spoil him. Mollycoddle. ಅವ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುದ್ದಿನ ಮಗ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸ್ಪಾಯಿಲ್ ಹಿಮ್, ಅವನನ್ನು ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡಿ. as much as you like. ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅವನನ್ನು ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡಿ. See, spoil SPOIL. Spoil means ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡು. Please remember. Spoil him as much as you like. ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅವನನ್ನು ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡಿ, ಮುದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿ 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 ಮಾಡಿ. Too much love, too much care towards the children is not good. Sometimes we have to give some responsibilities to children. Then only they can survive successfully in the world outside. It is the responsibility of every parent to develop some courage in their children, to develop some responsibilities in their children. Okay. Only, he says at last, he says, only is an adverb. Only, ನೋಡಿ, only, don't blame me afterwards. Afterwards, ಅನಂತರ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮೀ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಬೈಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ನೀವು ಮಗನಿಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಗನಿಗೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಬೆಳೆಸಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಗನಲ್ಲಿ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಡಿಂಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್, ಯು ಡಿಂಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಕರೇಜ್, ಯು ಡಿಂಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರಿಲಯಬಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮೀ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬೈಕೋಬೇಡಿ. Don't spoil him. It is the father's responsibility to develop courage in his children. Everybody's, not only father, even mother. Too much care, too much love is not accepted. It spoils the future of the children. We have to love, but to some extent, we have to develop courage in them all the time. Then what happens? Swami, what was he doing? Swami following the whole conversation. Following means listening. He was listening the whole conversation. ಇಡೀ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆಯನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. From where? From under the blanket. In the previous video lesson, I made it clear, from under the blanket, from under the bench. Okay, from under the blanket ಕೆಳಗಿನಿಂದಲೇ he was listening to all the conversation between mother and father. When he came to know that father was not going to force him today to sleep alone in the office room, what happened? He felt tremendously relieved. ಭಯಂಕರ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಅನಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. To hear, ಕೇಳಿ, that his father was giving him up. ಆತನ ತಂದೆ was giving him up. Give up means ಬಿಡು, stop. See, subject, please remember, you know that subject plus was, where plus ing form ಇದ್ದರೆ ಯಾವ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Past continuous tense. That will become past continuous tense. And you know that subject plus am, is, are plus ing form ಬಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್. ವಿಚ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್? ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್. Present continuous, past continuous, and in future, you know it. Subject plus shall be or will be. Shall be, will be plus ing form bandre future continuous tense. Future continuous tense. Please remember. Understand? Okay. See what happened. He felt so happy. He felt tremendously relieved when he came to know that his father was giving him up. ಅವನ ತಂದೆ ತನ್ನನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಸಂದೇಶ ಅವನಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ he felt tremendously relieved. He felt so happy and slept so what? So happily. He felt so happy and slept so happily beside his granny again. So, Swami's story ends like this. Dear students and friends, I hope this lesson is so clear to you all. And if this lesson has helped you, if my video lesson has helped you in understanding this lesson in detail, please like this video and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so far. And with one more interesting video, I would like to meet you next time. Till then, bye.